And someone asked you about selfing. I kind of didn't get into this before as much today. I was like, I've heard it properly. I really liked your response to selfing. You said something like in these words that basically these probably non-dual people, their teachers, dream teachers have their dream students and who pay them dream money to come to the dream meetings. And they say basically, okay, whatever happens, it's in the dream. Like they justify anything, it's just in the dream. It's not happening to you. Like it's just in the dream. Get over it, sort of thing. And you gave example. You walk on your wife in the bed with your best friend, and I kind of really like that because it's a good one to hit because people can't hear this. But if you say something as powerful to people, would you like that, and how would you react? Would you be a dream, character to, kick your boyfriend's ass or something, or how would you react, or would you say this is just a dream? It's quite interesting. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's such a deep question, but this idea that nothing really matters because all of this is just a dream, that's just nihilism in a different form. To say nothing matters is a very, very strange approach to a human life. Very strange. And it's desperate. It's a form of desperation. And people cling to that idea. That's why I gave this example about some extreme situation. Would you just tell yourself, well, it's just all a dream? No, it's not really a dream. In a way, it is a dream. And I should go into that. That's kind of interesting. You see, we don't really have any idea what anything is. Our nervous system is locked up in our skulls, and it has no direct access to the world except through these sense organs. The sense organs are impinged upon by what we call energy. Just a word. I mean, we don't even know what energy is exactly, but these photons and vibrations in the air are striking the eyes and the eardrums and the skin and all the rest of it as perceptions. And they're just electrical signals at that point in the nervous system. They don't correspond necessarily to what we see. What we see is a kind of movie that the nervous system has evolved to create, not to see the world as it actually is. That's not really possible. But a movie that will further our survival and reproduction. So if some vibrations strike the eye and the brain has evolved to perceive that kind of vibrations as an apple, which is edible, then I will see a beautiful apple hanging from a tree. The tree is also a brain creation. We don't really know what's there. If we go look for the tree in a scientific way, there'll be endless space between these tiny, what we call particles, and they're not even particles, they're energies. They're probability waves, as it's said lately. We don't know what anything is, but we know the movie that we have evolved to make of the world, not because it's accurate, but because it serves our survival and reproduction. So in that sense, we are all dreaming. We're dreaming a world with apples in it and other people and all the rest of it. In a sense, that's a dream.
Yeah.
But to then say nothing matters, that's not a recognition of this situation that I've just laid out. That is what you call a category mistake.
Yeah.
I have flipped in from one category, which is scientific, and flipped that into a suggestion for how to approach suffering, which is to say, none of it matters, it's only a dream anyway, and it will end. Yes, it will end. But does that mean that you can live your life in a sloppy way and be happy with that? That won't work for me. That won't work for me at all. Or does that mean that you can go to some spiritual lessons and have the teacher describe reality to you and just buy it and say, yep, that guy is an expert. Look how enlightened he is, and so, or she is, and I will just take that as my explanation. No, no, that's really sloppy. And you're just giving away your birthright. So, you see, even though I know, Sabine, that this life will end and that there's nowhere to get, I do know that as much as I know anything. Could be wrong about that too. But as far as we know, people die and the whole thing, everything that they once thought and felt, that comes to an end. It's all lost. Even though I'm aware of that, I still want to use whatever talents and understanding I have to fully live, to touch other people, to love, to have experiences. I think this is a much more positive and happy, if I can use that word, way of approaching life than to just say, oh, well, it's just a dream, nothing matters anyway. That's nihilism. And the opposite place that escapists go. So nihilism is a form of escapism. To say, if nothing matters, then how about a shit sandwich for lunch? Nothing matters. You don't need peanut butter. I've got shit here. I can spread it on the bread. I don't think so. No, no thanks. and 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 really, and see, that's what that comes down to. And the other pole of escapism is eternalism, where you say nothing matters because this goes on endlessly. There are many incarnations. We go around and around, and the soul never dies, and I'll be in heaven with Jesus, or whatever it is. And that's also a form of escapism. And what is being escaped from is this right now, which is the only place, I say, where anything can really matter and really, really bite. Now, someone may say, I'm not interested in that. Fine. If you're not, don't listen to me. But I'm 76 years old. I'm looking into the grave, after all. I won't be around much longer. And I'm saying that now. I'm saying that I'm happy and I'm free. Not because I think I will live forever, not because I think none of this matters, but because this does matter. This right now matters. It matters to me.